You wake up hungry. There's no breakfast waiting for you, only a dangerous wilderness where every bite must be earned. Your stomach reminds you of one terrifying truth. If you don't eat today, tomorrow becomes much harder to survive. Then you notice bright red berries hanging from a nearby bush. They look delicious, but looks can be dangerously misleading. Would you eat them immediately or keep walking with an empty stomach, hoping something safer appears? One wrong decision could poison you. One missed opportunity could leave you starving before sunset. Ancient humans faced choices like this almost every single day, and those choices decided who survived long enough to have children. You decide to leave the berries behind, but your stomach is still empty and time is running out. Suddenly, you hear water flowing nearby. Rivers often bring food, but they also attract hungry predators. Do you risk reaching the river for fish, or stay hidden and hope the danger passes first? The surprising truth is that ancient humans didn't survive because they found the biggest meal. They survived because they made the smartest choice. The river looks promising, but chasing one fish could waste more energy than the meal would ever replace. Instead of rushing, you stop and watch. Ancient humans often survived because they observed nature before acting. The birds suddenly gather beneath a nearby tree. That's a clue. Where birds eat safely, people sometimes can too. You slowly approach and discover berries unlike the dangerous ones you found earlier. Nature is beginning to teach you. A few berries won't fill your stomach, but they buy something even more valuable: time. Then you notice something strange. Fresh footprints lead into the forest, and they don't belong to you. The tracks belong to deer. If you follow them carefully, they might lead you to your biggest meal yet. But hunting isn't as easy as movies make it seem. Most attempts ended with empty hands. Every failed hunt burned precious energy, forcing ancient humans to rely on many smaller foods instead. That's the biggest myth about prehistoric life. Survival wasn't won by giant hunts. It was won by hundreds of smart decisions made every single day. You haven't found a huge meal, yet somehow you're still alive. That's exactly how ancient humans survived most days. Suddenly, you discover a fallen tree crawling with insects. It looks disgusting, but your stomach disagrees. Believe it or not, insects are packed with protein, and many cultures around the world still eat them today. As you keep walking until a loud cracking sound freezes you in place. Something enormous is nearby. A giant mammoth slowly appears, but attacking it alone would almost certainly end your journey today. That's why mammoths weren't everyday food. They required teamwork, planning, and a great deal of luck. So instead of chasing giants, you search for something much easier to catch. Small animals like rabbits, birds, turtles, and fish often fed families far more often than mammoths ever did. Every successful meal taught you something new, and those lessons became humanity's greatest survival tool. But one discovery changed everything forever, because it allowed ancient humans to eat foods they once couldn't. You carefully place a piece of raw fish over the fire, hoping this strange new idea is worth the risk. Within minutes, the smell changes and the food becomes softer, warmer, and much easier to eat. Cooking didn't magically create food, but it helped your body unlock more energy from the meals you already had. If you're enjoying experiencing what life really felt like before civilization, subscribe now, because your next survival challenge is only just beginning. Now you try something impossible just hours earlier, a hard, wild root that was nearly impossible to chew. After cooking, the root becomes soft enough to eat, turning an overlooked plant into valuable food. The fire doesn't just cook your dinner, it lets you stay longer in places where survival was once impossible. As the days pass, you stop searching for only one perfect meal. You learn to combine many different foods instead. That flexibility becomes your greatest survival skill, because nature never offers the same menu twice. Some days you celebrate beside a full fire, other days you go to sleep wishing tomorrow brings better luck. Then you realize the greatest prehistoric secret wasn't finding food. It was never depending on just one kind of food. Days turn into months. Months become years. Without realizing it, you've mastered the most important prehistoric skill: adapting. Thousands of generations later, archaeologists uncover your story not from books, but from tiny clues hidden underground. Microscopic traces trapped inside ancient teeth still preserve pieces of plants our ancestors chewed thousands of years ago. Burned seeds, broken bones, and forgotten campfires reveal that there was never one perfect prehistoric diet. If you woke up 100,000 years ago, your breakfast would depend on where you opened your eyes, not on what you wanted to eat. Some mornings you'd celebrate fresh fish, other mornings a handful of berries would be enough to keep hope alive, and some days, you wouldn't find anything at all. Hunger was never the exception. It was part of life. Yet despite every setback, your ancestors kept going, and because they did one day, you would exist. Every sandwich, every fruit, every meal you enjoy today is possible because countless generations first learned how to survive with almost nothing. So the next time you sit down to eat, remember this. Your greatest inheritance isn't the food on your plate. It's the survival instincts passed down through thousands of generations before civilization. If you had to survive 1 week before civilization, what food would you search for first? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed discovering what life really felt like before civilization, subscribe and join us on the next journey.